Smart Money says the Obama-McCain race is going to tighten up over the next 2 weeks. That is a pretty safe bet. But how exactly did the race get here? What is the biggest drag on McCain's numbers right now? General Powell, a little help here?
I don't believe she's ready to be president of the United States, which is the job of the vice president. And so that raised some question in my mind as to the judgment that Senator McCain made.
That's right. Perhaps the single biggest anti-buoyancy agent of the McCain-Palin campaign is Sarah Palin. There. I said it. I've been thinking it for a long time. There's me saying it. Palin's prospects hinge on the absence of crisis, like, say, the economy curdling like milk in the sun. You need some evidence? A new Washington Post ABC News poll out today finds that 52% of likely voters say that McCain's pick of Sarah Palin has made them less confident in the kind of decisions that he would make as president. That's up 13% since just after McCain picked her. A recent LA Times poll finds that voters are now less likely to vote for McCain because of Palin, especially independent voters who once loved John McCain and his maverickness. In September, 38% of independents said they were more likely to vote for McCain because of Palin. Now just half that number say that. That's 19% of independent voters lost in a month. And lately, Governor Palin seems out of step with her own campaign. Here's Senator McCain on Fox News yesterday defending his use of robocalls, specifically the one his campaign is using to try to link Barack Obama with Bill Ayers.
I care about everybody knowing the relationship between the two of them. That's legitimate. We need to know the full extent of that relationship. That is an accurate robocall.
McCain is okay with robocalls as long as he feels they are accurate. So that's the campaign line, right? Sure, Palin feels the same way, right?
If I called all the shots and if I could wave a magic wand, I would be sitting at a kitchen table with more and more Americans, talking to them about our plan to get the economy back on track and winning the war, and not having to rely on the old conventional ways of campaigning that includes those robocalls.
So, Governor Palin, you're against robocalls.
Hi, this is Sarah Palin. One of our local campaign volunteers just called you, and I wanted to follow up and ask for your support.
If only she had that magic wand, or even just the gall to say no. How much less can you ask for from your running mate anyway? Joining us now is Time Magazine contributor and Radar Magazine's Washington editor, Ana Marie Cox. Ana Marie, thanks for joining us again.
Good evening, Rachel.
Conventional wisdom says vice presidential picks do not matter, but who has been worse for a presidential ticket than Sarah Palin?
Well, it's hard to look at the numbers and say that she hasn't done a terrible job. Although if you look very closely at the numbers, McCain is still out-polling the number of people who are very disappointed in the Palin pick. So he's getting those numbers from somewhere. But then again, Barack Obama is also picking up more numbers than the polling on Simply Palin would suggest. So he's picking up people even who think the Palin pick was not disastrous. So she's actually, I would say, while very, very, very bad news for McCain, somehow not the worst.
It's like, so does that mean that people are disappointed in her, think it reflects poorly on the candidates, but they're willing to go there anyway?
You know, we have what are called low information voters out there, Rachel. Perhaps that's who we're talking about when we talk about them. I actually find this whole drama of the Sarah Palin pick to be, well, I think even told you that I find the McCain campaign to be a sort of fascinating tragedy, Shakespearean in its own way. But I think the problem is that McCain and Palin are in two different Shakespeare plays. I think that McCain is perhaps in King Lear, sort of the troubled, you know, the troubled patriarch who's made a lot of mistakes, but you don't quite want him to die quite yet. And then Sarah Palin is the villain in Titus Andronicus, which I'm quite willing to let her go off stage as soon as possible. I was talking with a friend of mine and I offered up Lady Macbeth, but he pointed out that Lady Macbeth goes off stage very quickly, and she is here for the long haul, well, perhaps even after 2008.
Well, that's what I wonder if that's what's going on right now with these public disagreements within the campaign on where to campaign. Her saying we shouldn't get out of Michigan. Recently, the federal ban on gay marriage. She expressed a difference of opinion with Senator McCain on that. Now on robocalling, is this maverickiness, or is this her saying that she ought to be the one running for president?
I think there are a few different things. Let's not also sort of write off the possibility that there's a simple ineptitude, which could be happening right here. You know, I have a friend on the campaign who once compared the McCain campaign itself to a plane on fire looking for a landing. And I put this to another staffer once, and he said that may be true, but if that's true, the McCain campaign is a different plane than the Palin campaign. And I think that's what we're seeing here. I think there are two different sets of pilots, perhaps even two different command towers. I think that there's kind of a lack of communication, and let's see, to put it quite generously, the McCain plane and the Palin plane are not looking for the same landing place.
One last question for you, Ana Marie, and that is,
okay.
I just wanted to get your reaction to tonight's breaking news that Senator Obama is unexpectedly going to call off his campaign on Thursday and Friday. He's going to be leaving the campaign trail to go be by the bedside of his ailing grandmother. Obviously, this is at first, second, and third. This is a personal tragedy, and we hope for the best for his family. This also has some political consequences, does it not?
Of course it does, and of course I think we all, all our prayers go out to Barack Obama's grandmother on this count. And I wouldn't want to make light of the situation, but I think that for Barack Obama, the important thing here, the only risk he has is if McCain suspends his campaign again. Then things could go badly for Obama. But I think, he could probably just take the rest of the month off if he really wanted to. But of course he won't, and I know that actually no one in Obama land is taking this lightly, and no one there is unfurling the mission accomplished banner quite yet.
Ana Marie Cox, Radar Washington editor and Time Magazine contributor. It's always great to have you on the show. Thanks.
Always good to be here.